today I was gonna can up some chickpeas. I do this for my dogs. I add it to their food, and for other uses I add them to salads and soups and stews. And I also make a really awesome hummus because we're hummus fans here, and I always like to have chickpeas in case I run out. I like to do them up myself, and it's easy and quick, like an easy quick meal, or for add-on for an easy quick meal. And I'll show you how I do that. So I soak these for 24 hours, and then I rinse them really good, and I put them in the pint jars, and I fill them up to kind of the top, but I leave a little room for in case they expand a little bit more. So I already got them soaked, and I'm putting them into these quart jars, and then we're going to can them up. And I'm going to fill these jars up to the first line, so right up to the first line there. I'm going to do that to all the jars. And then you're going to want to clean your rims. I'm going to be using 5% distilled vinegar, white vinegar. So I'm going to clean those rims really good. Then I filled my Presto canner to the first line, and I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of vinegar, white distilled vinegar. And then I looked up on my trusty Presto handbook. I looked up beans and how long they need to cook for and what pressure. So in my area I use 14 psi, and for these quart jars it's going to be 90 minutes, so an hour and a half. So I'm going to put those on the stove and start the venting process for 10 minutes, and then as soon as it's done doing that, I was gonna bring it up to 14 psi and then cook it for 90 minutes. And then I was gonna, till the 90 minutes is over, I'll let this come down in pressure, and the little metal button comes down. And after that I use oven mitts to take off the lid, and then I take them out really carefully and set them here to cool. And I will show you all that as well. I was going to show you real quick what I do for maintenance for my lid. So I always make sure this hole is clear. I blow through it and it's all clear. And then I take this rubber piece, because it's good for like 5 or 6 uses, but right now I see that it needs some oil. So I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to take some olive oil, and I'm going to just put it all around the rubber piece so it's easier to take off the lid. So if you let that go for a while, it is super hard to get the lid off. So what I'm going to do is I take it, and then I just make sure it's all oiled up. And it's a lot easier to get the lid off. I've done that before, and I had to have my husband take the lid off for me. I was like, oh, there's another learning lesson. So it's all oiled up. And then I put this back on, just like that. And just make sure all the buttons are okay. There's a little vent button here. Make sure that's clear. Make sure everything's good, and then it's ready to go be put on the canner and start processing. So I got the lid on, and I just wanted to give a little helpful hint. I use cold water in all the jars, and then I put cold water in my canner. And so what I do is I heat it up to about medium on my stove, and then I do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then when I go over to the canner and I kind of gently touch it, because you don't want to burn yourself, but if it's too hot to touch, that's when I know it's ready to turn it all the way up to high. And then this little button is going to come up. Once this little button comes up, you can set the timer for 10 minutes. And after the 10 minutes is over, you're going to want to put your weight on. So this will go on. This will go on after you get your 10-minute vent, and then you want this to come up to the pressure that you would like. I'm using 14, so it's going to be like right around here. And then once it gets to the pressure, I turn my stove down. I turn my stove down to right about the same spot on medium, because once you're getting your pressure up, it's on high. And then once the pressure is where you want it, you turn it right down to medium, and then you time that for 90 minutes. This is what it looks like venting. The little metal button is up. And my gauge is on 0 right now. So I'm venting that for 10 minutes, and we'll come back and put the weight on. Okay, now we're going to put the weight on now that the 10-minute vent is over. We're going to let that come to pressure. So I have it up to 14 psi, and I turned it down to medium, and I put it on for an hour and 30 minutes, because 2 minutes just went by, so it's 90 minutes, so it's going to be an hour and 30 minutes. And I'll come back when I show you that this is all done after 90 minutes. I'll come back and I'll show you that that button's going to be down, and the pressure is going to be all the way at 0, and then it'll be safe to open it up and take the jars out. So I'll show you that too. Okay, so the pressure is at 0 and the little button is down, and now I can take the lid off and take the jars out. And that's what they look like. Then you can store them on your shelf as long as they seal. Wait 24 hours to let the lid seal. And then you have ready to go meals. Or side dishes. If some of the water is siphoned out, that's okay. You can still put them on your shelf. As long as it's sealed, then it's safe. And I hope this inspires you to can your beans up. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Many blessings.